everyone, welcome back to my internet can't stay connected.
But it's okay, we're back and we're now into the GT4's qualifying session with 12 minutes 50 seconds to go in that session, and I think we are about to see our first representative lap time from Luke Sherlock. Oh no, we're not. That was his flying lap, so we're gonna see we'll see him after they make their way around this lap, so we'll have to see. He runs very deep into the corner there, does Luke Sherlock. About gathers it up and gets it back onto the circuit as he sets on about trying to set his first flying lap time. His teammate having a very good season so far. Hasn't finished, well, I don't think, he hasn't finished any lower than third position in all three races so far, has Ben Brown, so he'll be hoping to continue this on. But we are going to see some success time added to some drivers' races, with Thiago Hoffmann having 20 seconds extra in the pit, Alex Shahabi having 10 seconds and 5 seconds to Ben Brown, which for the fifth race in a row, because he just seems drawn to third position. Anyway, coming into the braking zone now, about to leave the inner field part of the circuit is Luke Sherlock, and it looks like a decent lap time so far. It looks pretty comfortable in that Aston. Mind that Mercedes AMG, I do beg your pardon. And as he now comes back onto the oval, we're going to ride on board with him as he goes onto the 500 course just for a brief amount of time before going into this right-hander. Takes a very tight line into there, and maybe just a little bit wide, but it's not looked too bad. He gets a nice run out of here, and now it's basically just trying to get a nice run as possible out of this final corner, so you get a good run onto the start finish straight. So Luke Sherlock, for our first representative to live a lap time of the session, comes across the line and sets a 1 minute 43.380, which is actually around the time that Petr Jelinek, 45, so he's a second off the about 2 seconds off the time that Petr Jelinek set to go on to pole position. As we see, Thiago Hoffmann has actually claimed pole position for now. He's followed by Ben Brown. We're still waiting for Alex Shahabi to set a time. And, Johnny Ashley here as well is just going to be the next car in his Ginetta to cross the line. And he crosses it, and that's a good time. He goes up to about, I think that was 6th position, as we come on board with Martin Thorpe. The more in the Wars teammates compared to him and his teammate Alex Shahabi, because he's had a few fights, a couple of offs at Donington Park, so we'll have to see what can he do to, he doesn't really need a bounce back, but he's done it anyway. He goes up to pole position as brilliant lap time from himself. Now we have Matt Jordan coming across the line. Is only good enough to just separate the two Ginettas of Daniel Tomlinson and Johnny Ashley, and we come to Luke Sherlock. So is a few positions separating himself and his teammates, so we'll want to close that gap up ever so slightly, and actually takes a nicer line this time into this section of the circuit, and now he has a couple more corners to negotiate before he comes across the start finish line again. Still waiting for times from Alex Shahabi at the moment. From looking earlier, he didn't have a qualifying ban, hasn't had any point. He's still under the points range, and didn't miss any of the race last time out, so I assume we're just waiting for him to still set a time. Anyway, up to it's hard to work out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th for Luke Sherlock, as he was in 6th until Aidan Oaks set a lap time, and Thiago Hoffmann's does not improve. He was close to improving, but just was that little bit too slow, as he's just going around behind his teammate of Swinkles. Alex Parkin will want to improve to try and get, ahead of his teammate Johnny Ashley as he comes across the line. Hasn't been able to, and Ashley improves again and goes up above Matt Jordan and behind Luke Sherlock. So kind of reclaims where he was. Anyway, Martin Thorpe with no lights currently on his car, which, by the looks of it, so that's certainly an interesting way to get around the circuit in these conditions. As he comes across the line now, it's not an is it an improvement? No, it's not an improvement. He's a 10th off of the time he set last time. So Matt Jordan, he'll be hoping to improve and get a bit further up, and he does. He goes up to 4th position, was very, very quick Zolder, so we'll want to try and replicate that pace here, and actually he is behind all the guys with penalties. So again, I think like Zolder, he's in a position which is quite nice for him, because everyone ahead has those penalties to serve, and he can just sit there and just be like cool. But actually saying that though, Martin Thorpe is currently in the pole position spot, hasn't got any success penalties to serve either, so that pole position is looking, well, very, very nice for the Consexus driver at the moment. But his fellow teammate here is about to come around the final corner. Will he have any say in Martin Thorpe's pole position as he comes up towards the start finish line? And oh, he does. He goes up to pole position by 0.128, so he's just nipped that one from his teammate. But then Thiago Hoffmans comes across the line and steals it from the pair of them as well. So this is a session that's really lighting up, and we're into the 1-minute 42s. And, well, these guys are absolutely flying at the moment. There's a little bit of a jump there, a little bit of a Dukes of Hazzard moment for Thiago Hoffmans as he comes into the first corner. That's not going to help us that time, and he's realised that and pulled off the road. Anyway, Rayshaw Thompson actually we've been having some really nice rounds in the GT4 class, so we're hoping to maybe move his way up ahead of some of his competitors around him. Probably could with a little bit of an improvement get ahead parking, which he does. He goes ahead of Alex Parkin, so a good time from Rayshaw Thompson, moves him up a position. Now Martin Thorpe, can he respond to the rest of his teammate and the rest of the class? No, he can't, and he slows up across the line, and he's going to reset back to the pit lane. So Martin Thorpe goes back to the pit lane as the Luke Sherlock now we follow on board. He's in a little bit of a different angle on the inner field of the circuit. He's just exiting there now. And again, he'll be wanting to probably move up a little bit closer to his teammate, maybe jump the 2 cars ahead of him, which theoretically, if he can improve by around 4 tenths, he can do. So it's a big ask for Luke Sherlock in this session, but I mean, if anyone can do it, he can. So as he now passes the Rebellion advertisement boardings and comes out of this final corner, as you can hear him, well, he's right on the throttle pedal around there, and now all he has to do is try and keep it straight up towards start finish line. Can he improve? Can he move ahead? Yes, he can. He jumps Matt Jordan and Daniel Tomlinson and moves up behind his teammates. So a nice one for Sherlock Automotive RS oNiD, as they both find themselves together on circuit. Will Ben Brown try and ruin the reunion by moving up ahead of any of these guys? Yes, he does. He moves ahead of Martin Thorpe, and we have a complete... well, we have the order so far is the same how they finished last time out at Donington Park. So, really, the top 3 are really untouchable in these GT4s. Anyway, Johnny Ashley, big improvement, moves up ahead of Luke Sherlock, up behind Aidan Oak, who's also had a nice improvement in this session. Oak actually not too far... Oak is not too far off of the guys ahead of him, as Matt Jordan, well, was in a nice position, but has found himself falling down the order in the Red Bull's Camaro. He's going to come up towards the start finish line now. Can he improve? No, he does not improve. So Matt Jordan will have to go again with 4 minutes 37 seconds now to go in this session. As we come to Daniel Tomlinson, and Tomlinson having a decent time in this championship. Actually, I think he's by himself today, with only 3 Ginettas in this one, so not good for oNiD Racing to be missing one of their drivers here.
I can't remember who the other one was.
It's Greg Prescott. So we are missing Greg Prescott today. So Daniel Tomlinson being the sole flag runner for the oNiD Racing guys, and yeah, he's having a decent session. Finds himself in the mid pack of the GT4 class. So I mean, could be a lot worse at the moment. And well, Alex Shahabi, this will be a nightmare scenario for him, because I think he will be wanting pole position here today. So he runs right to the edge of the circuit there, millimeters from running it out onto the grass. So Alex Shahabi really pushing himself around the lap at the moment, and actually looking really nicely set up. He's got that car really hooked up for this infield part of the circuit. Look, it's just gripping around every corner, and it just turns in when he needs it to. That looks an absolute delightful car to drive at the moment. And well, that will be what Alex Shahabi will be hoping for, with well, actually quite a bit of time to find Thiago Hoffmann. Thiago Hoffmann's actually set an electrifying lap time to get up there. So I mean, it's going to take something special from Alex Shahabi to really be able to respond to the McLaren driver and his championship rival, as he can now comes out of the final corner. Oh, sparks fly!
There.
Oh my goodness gracious me! Would it have been an improvement? Let's see. It would have. Oh no! Yes, it would. It would have been an improvement, but only by a tenth though. So I don't think it would have been enough to catch up actually to Thiago Hoffmann's in the end. As we come to Ben Brown now. Ben Brown actually can take advantage of maybe Alex Shahabi's mistake. And as he's now just starting his lap, I think, and he's run it onto the grass there. That's not going to help his lap time at all. He now comes into the infield. Actually, well, he already was in the infield. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, look at that. It's Thiago Hoffmann's at the moment absolutely, well, destroying the rest of the GT4 field. We've seen how close Ben Brown and Alex Shahabi have been over the past 3 rounds, but Thiago Hoffmann's has obviously had something in his weird big stake, because he's absolutely flying at the moment into the 1:42. So as I said before, the stream in the 2-hour Indianapolis race we did, the next well, Petr Yenik was only able to set a time of 1:43.4 to take pole position for that race, and well, Thiago Hoffmann's is absolutely trounced that. No offense to Petr Yenik, but absolutely flying. Anyway, I come to Ben Brown, and he will want to improve because he's in a bit of an awkward position. Oh, he's running late. He's too late on the brakes, and he's run wide. And if he was improving on this lap time, he's surely thrown it out the window there. As we come back to Alex Shahabi now, we see one of the McLarens off the state. That's either Thiago Hoffmann's or Twinkle's on the inside of the circuit. So now as we come around the final corner, we follow Alex Shahabi again. Can he improve this time? Can he get any closer to Thiago Hoffmann's as we come up towards the start finish line? Can he do it? It's an improvement, but it's still not enough. 3 attempts still to find to take pole position with only 44 seconds to go in this session. And now can Martin Thorpe try and get a little bit closer to his teammate here? Can he try and beat his teammate here? He only has 2 attempts, 0.230 attempts to find in this one. So as he comes up towards the start finish line, can Martin Thorpe improve? He can! He goes up to second position. He's beaten his teammate, who's really had the upper hand in this championship, and he's only 0.195 off of pole position. And will he go again? We'll have to wait and see you on this one. But great job by Martin Thorpe there for Sextus Motorsport, and again, this is brilliant for the pair of their championships, with their 2 close rivals of Thiago Hoffmann's and Ben Brown's teammates being down in 8th and 10th respectively. So as we now, well, we're at the end of the session, it's now or never for Ben Brown. He's seen the drivers around him improve. He needs to try and find something in this lap time. He needs to try and, well, make some inroads into the 2 consecutive drivers, maybe even pole position if he can get a big enough amount of time to be found. He comes up onto the oval, right up towards the wall, so he can get a nice hooked up turn in. Runs over a little bit of polystyrene that someone made contact with, and now only has a few corners to go. Gets a nice run out the second to last corner and looks very nice. Is he gonna run out one? No, he gets a good run onto the start finish straight. So Ben Brown, can he improve? He comes across the line. It's not good enough. He was, oh my goodness. Actually, no, it was an improvement.
It was.
Oh no. Yes, no, it was. Sorry, I beg your pardon. It was an improvement, but not enough to improve position. He was 0.050 off of the next drive. Anyway, Daniel Thomason crosses line, and it's not good enough to improve from where he is, so he'll start in 5th position. Not a bad place to start with the success pit lane times to be added on to the cars ahead of him. So that is the end of our qualifying session.
Yes, some very fast times coming out. Definitely something that trounces the best I can possibly do.
And, well, it's a new look front of the grid today. We've got Jonathan Seville running at the front as our success times are added on. And yeah, no, this is surely to be an interesting one. I think the drivers actually have been saying before the stream that they feel that this race will be a lot easier than Donington Park. Donington Park for multi-class racing a bit tight. And well, we saw that evidently with 30 class on the circuit. There was a lot of contact between, well, people in the same class, but mostly between the GT4s and the GT3s, because it is a really frustrating circuit to sit, to just sit behind the GT4s, because you have to wait so long to get past them. But luckily within Indianapolis, you have got these fast, well, you've got the start finish straight, you've got the back straight, and then you've got the section where you rejoin the oval, where the GT3s hopefully should be able to get past GT4s. And it actually looks like one of the Luke Oil cars is having some issues again. That might be Elmar Kurbanov, who we've seen has had some issues with connection. As for some, he has this little thing that happens where he kind of goes to the pits, then comes out of the pits, goes into the pits, goes out of the pits, and it's kind of very, very quickly. But last time it was okay, so we'll hope it's okay again for this one, as we are just 1 minute 20 seconds now away from the start of the session. And it's now will probably be a good time to remind you of how the championship is currently standing for these guys. So in the teams championship for the GT3s, it's currently Luke Oil Racing leading away on 286 points. Frygos Motorsports MK leading in second on 285 points, and F&M GT3 currently in third on 274 points. And well, the next closest compared to the other F&M Badger team are only 211 points. So they're the top three are kind of running away with it in this one. Anyway, Consexus are, well, the dominant team in GT4 is currently on 319 points. Next closest team is Wall Kissers with 287 points, and then next closest is Sherlock Automotive with 267 points to themselves. So we see David Grain's giving us a bit of a flash there as he gets ready to get started with this one.
And hopefully when that time runs zero, we don't see anyone just appear in the pit lane.
Yes.
Oh, we've got one that looks like Ollie Knowles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, he wasn't able to qualify, so maybe not the worst place to sit. Anyway, Drivers' Championship is as followed. Currently leading the way, and that is David Grains on 173 points, followed by Gregory Ivanov, who's currently on 166 points, then followed by Matt High, who is on 165 points, and then in fourth is Timothy Jabdul, who's on 147 points. Then in the GT4 side of the standings, it is Alex Shabby currently leading the way in that on 202 points, followed by Thierry Hoffmans on 186 points, and then followed by Ben Brown, who himself is on 165. So now, now you know that, we can now focus on the start of this race as the cars start their formation lap. This is a 1 hour round after we had our 90-minute round last time out, so a little bit of a shorter one for our drivers today. And we'll see pit stops around the 30 to 35 minute mark in this, and which does shake things up with and also a split pit lane, 5 minutes to the GT3s, then 5 minutes to the GT4s. Some F&M fans in chat, and they'll go and Stanley, let's go F&M. Hello to Drills in chat. I think that's Miles Dixon. Yes. Yes. So hello,
Johnny
Miles.
Earl is calling Jonathan Saville, which is definitely not a nice name.
Yes. No. don't. Let's try not to get the two of those mixed up. But yeah, Jonathan Saville currently leading our cars around. We're not too far away now from round 4 of the oNiD X QRT Multi-Class Team Cup getting underway. Let's hope for a cleaner round compared to maybe the first 3, which have been a bit of a wreckfest. I don't know if I might actually. I don't know if I should call it that. But there has been a lot of incidences.
Just reading
as
the
all-
chat, and Lloyd's just got TP'd to pits
Okay,
while they were going
so
round on the formation lap. Because normally, if you're out of position for too long, you get teleported back to pits. But apparently, he was not, and now he's here. So that's rather
Okay.
interesting. But we go back to
yeah.
Seville. Double file around the final corner.
Yes, so we're about to get underway with an hour of racing to go here. Jonathan Seville, first time on pole position, first round for them for the season. Luco and F&M will want to take it to these guys to show they are the dominant force within this championship, and we'll have to wait and see if they can in the next hour of racing. And we are green for round 4 of the oNiD X QRT multi-class Team Cup, and it's a good start. And oh my goodness, we're nearly 4 wide into turn 1. Miles Dixon is going for, I believe, 3rd position. Yes, he is, down the inside of Gregory Ivanov, and he's made it through. Ivanov runs wide, and that's going to put him under pressure. And David Graves has made contact with Jonathan Seville. That upsets the rear end of the Aston Martin. Graves tries to go around the outside, but the inside line is there for Jonathan Seville. Seville holds on. They're now around the outside of Miles Dixon. It's Gregory Ivanov trying to take his line back. David Graves runs wide. David Graves on the grass. That's going to present an opportunity, and that's 3 wide for 2nd position. And actually, that might present an opportunity for Elmar Kurbanov. The two Lucas guys fighting one another at the moment, as one of the F&M McLarens is running up behind it. Oh, there's been contact. Ralph Fest off to the inside of the circuit.
There's been quite a few cars involved in that. I didn't catch it until the end there, but we'll head back to this lead fight for now, and I'll check the incident replays a bit later on when it's quieting down.
And Miles Dixon trying to make it a 1-2 for himself and Jonathan Seville, as they now exit the infield for the first time. And we'll have to wait and see, can he make a move coming into this section of the circuit? I don't think so. It'd be a brave one if he does, and he doesn't for now, and he is trying to find his way past David Grains. David Grains now under that little bit of pressure is giving an opportunity to Jonathan Seville to just get a way up the road. And it looks like Miles Dixon has really got his sights on David Grains, and it looks like the guys that have been here for the first 3 rounds are really being put under pressure by this new team as they head into the braking zone for the first corner for the 2nd time. And all right on the rear end of the F&M car now is Miles Dixon. We come back to Timothy Jadubul in the for the F&M McLaren, as behind him is McLeod, and he's currently fighting the prototypo Porsche of Noel Deutsch, running in the split livery as they do when they have their team championship rounds. As Daniel Tomlinson currently making his way past the injured, wounded looking Aidan Oak, who has some damage to the front end. So there has been instances on the first lap, and actually I think one of those instances has included Martin Thorpe, who's got a drive-through.
Yeah, Martin Thorpe got a drive-through on position at start. It popped up immediately, but we were watching the front pack because it very much widened out to nearly 5 wide.
And Alex Shahabi has also fallen back to the field. That is the current championship leader. Has only he's won all but 1 round so far, 2 out of the 3. So this could be an opportunity for Thiago Hoffmans to mount a hunt in the drivers' championship. Anyway, Timothy Jabudul down the inside of Noel Deutsch. Noel Deutsch is still there, and he's going to hold on. That was a great. I didn't expect him to hold on around the outside, but he did. But they're still side by side coming on, starting it straight, and the Porsche is going to have to yield to Timothy Jadubul in the McLaren, and now he's going to be under pressure from McLeod as well, as David Grains currently has fastest lap of this race. Matt Hyde going to run the outside of Angelo in his McLaren. So the F&M guys, well, at least one of them there falling down the order now, as he now has King up behind him in the PS UK Ferrari. He's obviously here as the solo team today, as Chris Martin is not here. Probably worth mentioning as well, his qualifying ban will move on to the next round now, as Andy King is trying to get past these two as they're fighting. He's waiting for one of them to maybe have a little bit of a slip up here and, well, hope for a way through. He looks the outside, but that's quickly closed by Angelo. And Tyler McLeod here is now going to be the next hunter for Noel Deutsch to put up with, and is doing a decent job of it so far. Needs to try and back him up into Lipo Zenchik. Him and Nick Manders, the two teammates, running together at the moment. Drive-through cleared for 56, so I assume that means, yes, he has Martin Forbes coming to pits. Anyway, down the inside has gone Tyler McLeod, and I think he's got the move done on Noel Deutsch. Noel Deutsch still around the outside. We've seen he's running around the outside here once. Oh, they squeezed. He squeezed the outside of the circuit. They make a little bit of contact. Noel Deutsch is still there, but McLeod turns in. He's hit him. He's sideways. And he's just about gathered it up, has Noel Deutsch. And oh, that maybe a little bit cheeky there, because I'm sure Tyler McLeod knew he was still there, so that was a little bit cheeky. And now the three Porsches run together on circuit of Lipo Zenchik, Nick Manders and Noel Deutsch, and the two teammates fighting in the background. Manders goes one way, then goes the other, and actually gets the move done. A little bit of a team move there, a little bit of, well, I think you're faster than me, so I'm gonna let you on through. So the Berkeley guys changing positions, and well, it's actually been quite, considering some of the opening laps we've seen, it's been quite a decently clean one, I think, so far. Oh, actually, as Lipo Zenchik goes onto the grass there and has to rejoin, that's going to drop him off the back of this bow, which is going to be very, very frustrating for himself. And yeah, it seems to be quieting down after the into the first 6 minutes of this one. But yeah, it's been a decent standard so far, and I think this wider circuit has helped, but we'll have to wait and see what happens once the GT3 start getting involved with some of the GT4 competitors.
And that is the last of the ones with incidents getting their way through the GT4s. So there's just only the two more to get through, and it's over Lloyd and Ollie Knowles. And then the leaders will be around soon enough. We do have Shahabi coming out of the pits now. I'm curious what that was for. They had a drive. No, they didn't have a drive-through, so I'm curious what that's about. And they haven't cleared their penalty, so they haven't stopped. Oh no, they were stopped for 2 minutes and 2 seconds. It's just because they must have had some damage at the start, but the pit window is not open, of course.
So Miles Dixon actually has fallen back a little bit from the F&M driver for now. So Gregory Ivanov and Elmar Kurbanov, both of them, actually, well, it's kind of a bit awkward for them because they both want to get past Miles Dixon, but then obviously Elmar Kurbanov then doesn't want to trip his teammate up, which he kind of is doing at the moment as the gap opens up ever so slightly. And it's getting a bit awkward between the Lukoil guys because they both seem to be stuck with one another, and actually that seems to be helping Miles Dixon ever so slightly. 1.9 seconds is the lead gap at the moment, and the interesting part is all the guys with the success penalty in this class only running 4th, 5th and 6th. Actually a great start from Matt High to climb up to 6th position.
A bit of a three-way fight there between Johnny Ashley, Dan Tomlinson and Rishon Thompson. These two have been side to... Whoa!
Oh! And onto the grass goes Daniel Tomlinson. He's just about saved it. As he rejoins but is fallen behind, I think that's Swinkles. So he's dropped like a rock in that class. As we come to Christian Buckley, who is, well, he's in a bit of a train of cars here at the moment, currently led by Angelo in the, also thanks for the person that put all the how to say everyone's names in chat. He's currently in 7th position at the head of this train. Actually has kind of got away from King at the moment, so Christian Buckley is putting him under all sorts of pressure at the moment. Actually may think about it into the well, coming off the oval, but actually doesn't, and actually that him does kind of have been that little bit indecisive, has put him under pressure now from Petr Jelinek, who is just a little bit too far back to try and take advantage.
So there's Matt Holman and then Petr Jelinek just behind there as well.
Oh yeah, sorry, I've got two mixed up. Sorry.
Well, they are teammates. We're in the same car.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, actually, as you can see, yeah, Peyton like running a little bit further back off this battle, as Matt Holman back after not being present last time out at Donington Park because of PC issues.
Just a lovely Windows blue screen corrupting the kernel and such. Couldn't even get into Windows, which is always fun.
Yeah, there's is that, I think that might be Martin Thorpe potentially after serving his penalties, and it is. So there's Martin Thorpe, one of the first GT3s to come across the field of GT4s to come across the field of GT3s, as he slots in ahead of Matt Holman. A little bit frustrating for Holman. 15-second penalty for car 939, I think that says.
Double 15, so it's a 30-second total penalty for Nick Landers there.
Okay, so I wonder what that was for. I assume potentially, as it's the first penalty we've seen in this race, maybe for the first lap offs we saw, and is unusually further down the order than he normally is in the Berkeley team Porsche. So he's currently running down Noel Deutsch, but with that 30-second penalty, will most likely end up falling back behind him in this. Anyway, Christian Buckley now putting King under a lot of pressure. The PSUK sole Ferrari in this race. He's he's defending somewhat to the inside, then has gone back to the racing line, has the PSUK car, and it looks like Buckley's not close enough to try anything, and that's bringing both of the racing stronger Aston Martins back into this one, and Petr Jelinek now joins this battle as well, only just behind Matt Holman. A train of 3 Aston Martins led by a Ferrari, and actually Holman runs a little bit wide through there, so that's going to cost him a little bit of time trying to catch this battle back up. As actually Holman runs wide, does King then tries to come back onto the racing line, but Christian Buckley is sitting there, and actually then he's all set up wrong for the straight aim, and this is going to present a great opportunity for Christian Buckley to move up to 8th position. He's going to look to the inside. The Ferrari goes to the racing line. I think he's going to have to yield, and he knows it, and down the inside goes Buckley. They make contact. He's tried to turn in. The Aston Martin was there, though. They still run side by side. Squeezes him to the inside, does the Aston Martin, and then it switches, and actually the Ferrari's going to now lose out to Matt Holman, who goes around the outside and is going to move up to 9th position, and Petr Jelinek may have him as well, so it might be 3 positions lost in a matter of corners for Andy King, and King is going to go for the inside, and he's squeezed to the inside, and that's compromised his exit. So down the inside goes Petr Jelinek. Petr Jelinek is still there. He's going to run around the outside, and actually he's gone onto the grass, and now that's going to lose him another position to Jad Duboul in the other McLaren, and well, actually in the space of a lap he's lost 4 positions, so absolutely gutting for Andy King. Actually no, not 4, he has lost 4, and he's dropped down to 12th from originally being in 8th position, and well, that's quite gutting for poor Andy King, but we've seen how these races have played out so far, so all he has to do is continue on, and then, well, he can still make a top 10 finish, because I assume something will happen to someone within the top 10, because it always does, and yeah, he doesn't seem to have he doesn't have the pace to really take to these guys at the moment. Anyway, Gregory Ivanov is trying to fight for 3rd position. Current team's championship leaders, 5 seconds for car 227. So that is McCullough in the F&M McLaren, There's a little bit sideways moment there for Gregory Ivanov, and that's compromised his exit, and actually has given Miles Dixon a little bit of breathing room. And actually, in front of the field, something we've missed, David Grains has overtaken Jonathan Seville. So Seville has had some sort of issue at some point and is now currently 2 seconds behind David Grains after, well, he was 1.9 seconds ahead of him. So that opens that battle right up. So that's going to be one to keep an eye on, as Gregory Ivanov still trying to make his way past Miles Dixon.
Yeah, that one came out of nowhere. I spend so much of my time scrolled down, I missed that one completely. Very interesting to see how that one happened, because 2 second gaps, nothing to sneeze at.
No, it's opened up quite quickly from yeah, so they've literally kind of mirrored one another in the gap they had to each other when one another was leading. So yeah, David Grains has opened that gap right up. Not actually, either of them aren't really that far ahead of the rest of the field. Miles Dixon only 3.8 seconds behind these guys. So I mean, to be honest, this GT3 race is still wide open, and yeah, but good for Miles Dixon and Jonathan Seville, currently running as a team in the podium positions. But I mean, it will be a hard championship to try and claw back if they wanted to, because they have, as I've said, missed the first 3 rounds. Anyway, Aaron Thompson got ahead of Matt Jordan there, but seemed to really lack the speed on the exit compared to the Chevrolet. And now we're going to go 3 wide into turn 1 as one of the Fry Guys cars. I think that's Christian Buckley goes through, and he's actually brake checked Matt Jordan on the corner, and actually that's presented a great opportunity for Daniel Thompson to go back through convincingly. Anyway, Jack Double in the F&M McLaren is now fighting with Petty Jelinek, so this battle really hurting up, and the issue is now they're around a lot of GT4s, and actually it's bringing Andy King in the PS UK Ferrari back into this battle.